the geographical location of the Malvinas, and then you look at the history. Clearly, the Malvinas belongs to the Argentinian homeland, is without question. I'm a wannabe architect. I designed my own house and built it, and I want to design a temple, but it'd be circular in the tradition of the temples and churches of the Knights Templar. Well, I was initiated into the Rosicrucian movement when I was 18 years of age. But as the years have passed, all this acquisition of knowledge means nothing compared to having empathy.
¿Por qué titulaste Club Malvinas a tu proyecto cultural, artístico y social que comenzaste a desarrollar aquí en Argentina?
Well, first you have to know that my my origins are that I am Anglo-Asian. Okay, I'm Anglo-Indian, and so I have a knowledge of imperial history, and especially British imperial history. I remember when the Falklands were the war happened. I remember this time. Killing Joke had just put out a single Empire song, which kind of coincided with Thatcher's political maneuver of taking the Falkland Islands and Malvinas when she was at a political low point in her career. I remember this time, and if you look at the geographical location of the Malvinas and then you look at the history, clearly the Malvinas belongs to the Argentinian homeland, is without question. And it upsets me greatly to see the natural resources of the Malvinas exploited. I mean, all the squid and the calamaris that you eat when you're in Spain, all of this comes from Malvinas. At the moment, they're going to be starting to drill for oil. This oil, these natural resources, it belongs to the Argentinian homeland, and I wish Argentina could diplomatically have a more aggressive approach to the reunification of the Malvinas with the Argentinian homeland. It's a sincere wish of mine. It came out with the Falklands War, basically,
Yeah.
and addressed British imperialism. It's not just Malvinas, it's the South Georgia Islands and all the natural resources there. This is just by the geographical location, yeah. It is the sovereign property of Argentina. When the British left India, they left it. They stole all the wealth from India and they left it with a 13% literacy rate.
El grupo con el que tocaste en diciembre en Stramer Bar, ¿seguirá acompañándote en los próximos encuentros de Club Malvinas?
I hope so. I hope so. You know, making sure that everybody's available is always a struggle. But I hope so. Yes, I think so.
Ellos son Nico Sorín en teclados, Rodrigo Gómez en batería, Chowy Fernández en guitarra y Franco Fontana Rosa en bajo. La isla griega Citera forma parte de los títulos de una canción de Killing Joke in Citera, del disco 2012, y de tu libro Letters from Citera de 2014. ¿Por qué es tan inspiradora esta isla para vos?
The Greek island Citera is part of the titles of the Killing Joke song in Citera, and your book, Letters from Citera, there he has it. Why is that island so inspiring for you?
Well, in the real Cythera in Greece, they discovered a temple to Venus, and I use the term Cythera to describe the islands where I have a home, which is basically in the Pacific. I use it to mislead people, so I have peace and quiet. Debussy and the artist Watteau and many other artists have written about Cythera because it was a place where there were sensual feasts and people were liberated basically by the goddess culture, really.
Okay.
And so I use this as a metaphor, and I am actually building a temple on the island in the Pacific.
You are building one.
Yes, yeah. I'm a wannabe architect. I designed my own house and I built it, and I want to design a temple next and build this.
¿Qué tipo de templo querés construir?
Yeah, it will be a circular temple. But inside it will have seven, it will be a seven-sided heptagram in shape, but it'd be circular in the tradition of the temples and churches of the Knights Templar, the Knights Templar order.
Ah,
They
bueno,
used to build round churches.
¿Esto se relaciona con que tú eres un predicador laico, este templo?
It has connections. For example, the Knights Templar used to build their churches on these magnetic hotspots, as we discussed, and they always used to put a black Madonna in these places to mark these energy places. And I will do the same. When I was 4 years of age, I went to Montserrat near Barcelona, where there's a Black Madonna, and I had a life-changing experience there. I had a visitation by the goddess. She said to me, "Love me first with your music, and I will always look after you." And she kept her promise.
Leí en una reseña de Letters from Citera que hablas de tu historia oculta y de tu implicación en el hermetismo, las ciencias de la tierra y la tradición rosacruz. ¿Existe esta historia oculta tuya? Y por otro lado, ¿qué te aportó cada uno de estos saberes?
Well, I was initiated into the Rosicrucian movement when I was 18 years of age. But as the years have passed, all this acquisition of knowledge means nothing compared to having empathy, having a big heart, being endowed with compassion, being able to recognize the sufferings in others. This is the most important quality I think that any of us can have, especially in a world where so many people are finding it so hard to live, to feed themselves. There's so many homeless people. And of course, the situation of what's happening in the Middle East and Western complicity. You know, the late, great Mahatma Gandhi of India, he had a similar revelation. He was a very famous, most people don't know this, he was a very famous Freemason and a theosophist. And then he came to a point in his life where these sciences, they meant nothing to the simplicity of human kindness.
¿Tú eres masón?
They're my cousins.
Sus primos.
I'm Rosicrucian.
Son sus primos, dice. Son sus primos.
Claro, él es rosacrucista, es otra logia. También leí que en el libro hablas de la autoeducación, la mecánica cuántica y la numerología. ¿Por qué te pareció importante compartir estos conocimientos en el libro?
It's a mechanism how I understand the workings of the universe. I understand the workings of the universe through number. And this works for me. I have an innate interest in all things mystical. By the time I was 7, 8 years of age, I had a library of occult books. So I feel that this passion I have for mysticism is innate. I believe that it's from a succession of different lifetimes. As I'm Indian, I believe in reincarnation. Let's talk about self-education. I left school when I was 15 with no qualifications. And so after this, I created my own university. I studied classical music with different masters, and I educated myself in terms of mysticism and literary works. I pulled myself up on my own volition. It's a long way from having like 4 criminal offenses as a young teenager. I had 4 criminal offenses, no exams, and it's been a long journey from there to achieving my Doctor of Music. I did it myself.
¿Por qué creaste tus chili sauces, tus salsas picantes?
I love chilies. I'm totally addicted to chilies. They are, again, another passion of mine. There was no financial consideration in starting chili sauces, only that I'm so interested in chilies that I've traveled the world sampling different chilies from different parts of the world, and making my own hot sauce was just really another box that I had to tick.
You made your own chili sauce.
Yeah. I'm looking for a new distributor here in Argentina, so I can do some Argentinian blends of new chili sauces. Yes, here. I love this country. I've made my home here. I've just got to learn Spanish.
Yeah. Conversation. Yes, you can.
When I saw my the love of my life, my partner, take a bottle of my chili sauce and just start drinking it, I knew she was mine.
Dice que cuando vio a su amor, su pareja, dándole a la botella de salsa picante del pico, dijo, yo sé que esta mujer es mi mujer.
The last question is about this album of Killing Joke.
Oh, yes, it's our 40th anniversary of it.
Necesito saber, por favor, el significado de algunas frases del tema Love Like Blood, como esta misma que titula la canción. ¿Qué significa Love Like Blood?
Sure. When I wrote this track, I was studying the work of Mishima, the author, the Japanese author, Mishima, who wrote about the samurai ethic in modern day Japan. And he believed very much in writing with your own blood. It means writing with authenticity of self-experience. You cannot write about what you have not experienced. It was this, really.
Otra frase que quiero saber el significado, si me permites, sobre la canción Love Like Blood es We must dream of promised lands and fields. Debemos soñar con tierras y campos prometidos. de alguna manera se relaciona con tu forma de ver el mundo, con tu forma de ver la Argentina y las Malvinas?
Yeah, because I believe in the resurrection of nature, that we will have a catastrophe and the earth will balance itself, and nature will be victorious, that the trees and the forests will grow again, that there will be rivers that are clean, and the earth will balance itself. Yes, the resurrection of nature. It underpins my life's work.
I agree very much.
Well, muchas gracias, Jaz, por estos minutos para compartir sobre tu música y tu forma de pensar y ver la vida. Y también quiero agradecer mucho a Luciana, a Sergio Rothman y Jumber Vera Rojas, que fueron un puente para llegar a vos. Y también muy especialmente a mi amigo Franco Guasardo, de Carnalia, que es quien me hizo conocer Killing Joke. Y bueno, también obviamente muchas gracias especiales a María Arnolet.
Okay, he wants to thank you very much for sharing all this conversation with him. With us.
Thank you.
And he wants to thank Luciana, Sergio Rothman, Jumber Vera Rojas, Franco Guasardo, and myself for this interview.
It's been a wonderful interview. Thank you both very much.
Dice que fue una entrevista maravillosa que agradece a ambos mucho.
God bless Argentina.
Dios bendiga a los argentinos.
Muchísimas gracias, Jaz. Fue un placer hablar contigo.
Thank you. Have a good day.
And you. Bye-bye.
Si te gustó esta nota, podés colaborar para que el canal siga creciendo. En la descripción te comparto los enlaces para que elijas la mejor opción. No olvides suscribirte al canal y darle clic a la campanita, así te enterarás cuando suba nuevos videos o realice entrevistas en vivo. Muchas gracias.